Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. Do you remember the Rustic? Well, I'm your host, Bill Potter, and joining me in the studio is Kathy Bachman. She is with the Dubois County Museum, and now a part of the Rustic is at the Dubois County Museum, and we're going to talk about the Rustic. Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Bill. And Bill did not remember the Rustic, but I was fairly young also. But today, the museum is busy preparing an exhibit that we're using the right side of the bar that was rescued after the fire. The Rustic was built back in 1933 by, and I have it written here in my notes, so I wanted to make sure I was right. It was built by Hilbert Fritsch and Cyril and Christine Holler, and they owned it. And Cyril had a nickname, of course. Everyone in Dubois County has a nickname. His name was Toots.
Toots, okay.
Toots Holler. And in 1980, the building was passed on to new owners, and it burned then. And those owners at that time were Donald Vogler and Virgil Maudice. Donald, of course, had a nickname too, and he was Marty.
Okay.
Everybody has nicknames in Dubois County. Now, the Rustic was located, and boy, if you're an older person in Jasper, there were highways that were called 45 and 44 and 56, and then now everything's become US 231 and 56. And so the Rustic was a large building, dance hall, wedding venue, that was located in a woods right off of that 45-56 highway. That's what was their original location according to their where they, their business. And the young people would gather. It said that the Rustic, according to a daughter of Toots Holler, said that at one time they had big bands come in. They had Boots Randolph. They had, just an era of just good bands came in, and Bobby Randall came in, according to this. She later married a Huffman. Beth Huffman was her name. Anyway, so it was a very popular hangout. But in 1971, the excise police knew it was too good to be true, and so they, along with the state police, raided it, and 60 people were hauled off to the justice of the, or no, how did they say it? It was Mr. Herb Leakin was the court. So they brought a bus because they knew it was going to be a lot of kids and a lot of underage drinkers.
They needed a lot of bus. Yeah.
They needed a lot. So it was very popular. And then in 1980, when it burned down in January, they tore the rest of it down. Gary Ader's family went in, and he was looking with Virgil Maudice at anything that was salvageable. And they found this right part of the bar. They must have had a doorway between the bar, and so they had a left side and a right side. And so Gary then rescued the right side of the bar. And that's what the museum has now, because they have donated it to the museum.
So you can see a bit of the history of the Rustic.
You can see it. And I have been enjoying reading some things from Dot Lewis, who is doing a lot of history with Jasper area. And also, the Rustic has a Facebook page called Rustic. And they have shared some things also. And we just are looking forward to a free night on coming up. And people can come up and view the bar. And we have pictures from that era. We have also bands, memorabilia, things that were from that era, and also some musical instruments that were from marching bands and such, because the theme for the evening is the bands played on. So, we invite people to come see this new exhibit, and it will be, might be permanently part of our display, but we have sure enjoyed learning more about the Rustic as I did my press release.
Now, you said that when you were 21, that's where you went for the first time, was the Rustics. I wonder how many people watching have actually been to the Rustic for that reason.
Yeah.
When was the Rustic's heyday? When would you say that it was
It probably
the
was
place to be?
the 70s. It probably was the 60s, 70s, and by the time the Hollers had sold it, it probably was not the big attraction that it had been.
Now, knowing the area where it was, that's really a woods. How was the parking? How did they get people parked?
It was just helter-skelter almost. They just pulled in, and some people had told me that, one section was Ligoti's claim to fame.
Okay.
That's where they all were, and Jasper was here, and Dubois was here, and so everyone knew where they were supposed to go.
So if folks remember the Rustic, they can now see a piece of it
Yeah.
at the Dubois County Museum.
Yes.
That is pretty neat. Well, Kathy, thank you very much for coming in and sharing that. The Rustic is now at the Dubois County
Yeah.
Museum. So if you remember going there, or you heard people talk about stories, go to see the right
Exhibit.
side of the bar.
Right
The
side.
right side of the bar. That is at the Dubois County Museum. Kathy, thank you very much for coming in. Our guest has been Kathy Bachman. She is with the Dubois County Museum. Remember, they're open, what is it again?
It's from 10 to 2 during the week, Tuesday through Friday, and 10 to 4 on Saturdays, and 1 to 4 on Sundays. We are closed on Mondays.
It's a great place to go to just see all of what rural life was way back when, even up to today.
That's
Kathy,
right.
thank you very much for
All
being our
right.
guest. Thank you for watching 18 WJTS. We are local people watching local people.